I want you to close your eyes. Just humor me. If you could make a change or a donation that's going to impact somebody, without knowing who it is, without knowing anything about what it could do, would you do it? Okay. Now, let me ask you, what if that change has a lasting impact and there's going to be proven data that this is going to have a lasting impact? Would you still want to donate? I want to thank everybody for coming and listening to today's presentation as we are asking for a donation of $10,000. We're asking this for the Four Winds Native American Council of Colorado. And part of the reason we're asking for this is because we want to make a lasting, impactful change to this nonprofit organization. We want to be the change we want to see, not just in future leaders, but in younger generations, and be more active and involved. By donating this, you're going to be able to help preserve not just the culture and the history of the Native Americans, but you're also going to be on a very impactful team. Again, being part of a long-lasting legacy. We want this to be for years to come. So not only are we asking for an initial $10,000 upon the first donation, but we're also asking that you become in contract with us, become partners with us, because ultimately what we want to do is make sure that this partnership lasts for generations. We don't want to just help those affected by things directly now, but in the longevity of everything. And that's really what it's all about, right? Making sure that we are consistently being better for those that are coming after us. And that is something that's very dear to, I think, all of ours, especially if you have kids, can relate to that. So not only is your initial donation going to be $10,000, but I want to kind of go over what that donation is going to be specifically used for. On May 25th is National Missing Children's Day. And according to missingkids.org, Native Americans make up a large portion of the missing children in 2023. Now, they are still working on some of the data for 2024 because we are still in the early stages of the month, but there is roughly 294 Native American children part of the 28,000 missing kids. And I know that doesn't seem like a large number, but on the scale of things, for a community that is very underserved and often ignored and displaced, that is still a very large number. That is essentially the rest of their, youth. And depending on the area, that's also a very sacred thing. Family is incredibly sacred. So we want to shed some light and have a celebration and a memorial service for all of those children that we have lost or that are still missing. Not only is this going to be a moment to come together, not just for the Native American community, but we do want to open the doors to the general public and make sure that we find ways to honor their missing and kids that are no longer with us. We really want to share this time of mourning because no time is greater to relate to one another than being able to be empathetic and share each other's pain and be a sense of comfort, truly. And with that, it often does mean that we're going to be able to build a sense of community and connection. And then we get to introduce the culture to those outside of the culture, which is ultimately part of the reason that the Four Winds is so impactful today, is because they want to preserve not just the history that's lost, but relearn it for their own and their grandchildren, but continue it on with others. And sharing history is so important because we don't want to repeat the mistakes that our elders made. So that's one of the reasons why it's so important to, continue on with supporting the Four Winds. With this donation, though, you're also, again, entering into the partnership. This could be life-changing, not just for the generations to come, but for also the community. Many people aren't aware, but there are frequent things that the Native American Four Winds community and foundation have been involved with. Things such as making sure that they are including physical, spiritual, political, community, economic, and social liberation, not just for the not just for the indigenous people of the land, but also for the community. And to shadow more on the community, this means that they have scholarships with the universities on the Auraria campus, the University of Colorado being one of them, for example. Your donation and your continued partnership would also mean that we were able to open up the scholarship to more students, and we also would be able to lift up the Denver community, because there's a large portion of our community that are indigenous or first generation. So we're going to be able to make an impactful change, not just for this, specific and selective group, but through statewide. We're going to be able to educate and empower those individuals, and then they're going to go on and educate and empower future individuals, no matter what career field they go on. Or we're going to be able to see more people in fields that look like them, which ultimately helps boost diversity and morale. So it really does have a domino effect in multiple areas. So again, not only are we asking for your initial $10,000, but we're also asking for your continued partnership. And that is because we strongly believe in this mission, and we strongly believe that this is going to change lives, and that all the work we do cannot just be inclusive to our community, but it will have a domino effect on everybody around us. And the indigenous community and the Four Winds not only advocate for themselves and their community, but you also see them headlining and doing their own protests for Palestine right now, which is very near and dear to many Palestinian students' hearts and Palestinian community. So they really want to continue to partner with everybody. And again, I just want everybody to sit for a second, close your eyes, and think about if you can make a lasting and impactful donation. Would you do it? If this is going to change generations to come, and even your community, would you do it?